The first time I was in a helo was due to my brother-in-law, who was going to the same squadron in Vietnam, only he was ahead of me. And he was up at Fort Benning, Georgia, going through the Army's transition. The Navy was sending their pilots through Army transition training in UH-1 gunships. My father, who was stationed in Pensacola, he was able to get myself in the back seat of a T-2 jet, and he was in the back seat of the other one, and we flew up to see my brother-in-law, and I was able to fly a gunship, Huey gunship, and make some machine gun and rocket runs, and that's what sold me on flying helos. And from there I opted to go through Navy helicopter training, which eventually led to Vietnam. Helicopter Attack Light Squadron 3 was Navy's only attack helicopter squadron. We had 9 detachments in a home base. My detachment was out at Rockjaw in the Gulf of Thailand, and so we were a close-knit bunch. Helicopter Attack Squadron Light 3 was part of Task Force 116. That included our squadron, the Black Ponies, which were OV-10s, PBRs, and the SEALs. So we were all working together and with our Army counterparts. I was a fire team leader of 2 gunships, and we were patrolling overhead some Army boats going down the canal into the UMN forest, and they were carrying JP5 9,000-gallon bladders, and one blew up just about right underneath us, and the fireball went higher than we went over 1,000 feet in the air, and so it was right on a canal which was heavily populated, so we really couldn't do anything as far as shooting along the canal. We ended up flying overhead just to see what we could do, and the boats on the canal, there were PBRs, patrol river craft, with the Army boats, and they went back to back and were shooting to protect themselves. We couldn't see what they were shooting at or who was shooting at them. And then one of my doormen, in one of the helos, spotted an Army guy on the bank of the canal who was blown free of the boat. And so we ended up eventually going down, and I hovered over the canal, and one of my crewmen, Norm Staten, jumped out of the helo and swam ashore and got the Army guy and put him in a sampan and brought him back out of the helo. I was hovering with my skids, like the skids behind us in this helo, right on the water. And we tried to pull him in, but the rotor wash kept pushing the sampan away, and he was so badly burned that unfortunately his skin just came off when we tried to pull him in. We left Norm. I was running low on fuel. We flagged down a boat, one of the PBRs or one of the Army boats, and they picked the guy up, and Norm received the Navy Cross and I received the Distinguished Flying Cross. I flew on a jet back to Travis Air Force Base, California. I had my war trophy rifles and washed khakis and all that kind of good stuff. I don't know if I looked mean or whatever, but anybody was there staying away from me, so I was all right. But a lot of guys, they ran into problems when they went home just because the war was so unpopular. Most of the guys, stories of being spit on and all this kind of stuff. That's one of the reasons right now that I'm in the USO, supporting the troops going in and out from Hunter. And it's important because it's remembering the people that we lost. And we lost about 40 to 50 people in my squadron. There are memorials up at Charleston at Patriots Point. And you always want to remember those who have fallen because it's the right thing to do.